recipe testing lab. I'm Miss Shalia, and we have such an exciting experiment to test out today on Tested Tuesdays. So I've got some things already prepared, but you guys can gather this at home as well. So let's go over all the stuff you're going to need. But, I just realized I'm gonna need some help. I have way too many glasses and way too many things going on. Oh, Sparky! Hey!
Hey, Miss Shalia! How's it going?
It's going great now that you're here.
Woo! What do we got going on here? It's Tested Tuesday, right?
Yes, it is Tested Tuesdays.
Wait. Are you making us breakfast today?
No. Ooh, no. How do you like your eggs, Sparky?
I like them scrambled, but
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to make breakfast, all right?
We're not going to make breakfast today, Sparky. So we are doing a salt water experiment.
Salt water. Oh, okay, cool.
Do you like the ocean?
I do like the ocean a lot. I like the waves and the calming of the sea. Yeah, it's good. I'm kind of a sea rat, you know.
Oh, a what?
A salty sea rat.
The salty sea rat.
Yeah, I got my sea legs.
Oh, okay. I like long walks on the beach.
Oh, well, that's a good thing
Anyways,
too.
all right, so salt water experiment. So today, you're going to need some water. Not hot, not cold, just right smack dab in the middle. You're going to need 3 cups, glasses, dishes, whatever you prefer. But definitely you want to see what happens during the experiment. So that's why I grabbed some clear glasses that we have here at the lab. You're going to need some salt. And I've also grabbed a tablespoon measurement, so that way we can easily scoop it in there, okay? You'll need some sugar. Do you like sugar?
I like sugar.
Brush your teeth. And 3 eggs, because we're going to actually use 3 different cups for this experiment. And a spoon, because it makes it a little bit easier to drop that egg in. Okay? Did I cover everything? So we have water, cups, sugar, salt, eggs, spoon, and a tablespoon measurement.
That's a lot of stuff going on up here.
Woo! So what we're going to do for sure is one single glass is going to be our control glass, okay? So that's just going to have water in it, nothing else. So let's name it this one, okay? So this one's only going to have water in it.
Okay.
This next one's going to have sugar in it. And this one is going to have salt. So I say we try to predict if it's going to sink or float before we get started. So let me go ahead and get started. I'll start pouring, but you can try to make an educated guess on what's going to happen. Do you think the egg's going to sink or float in this particular plain water one?
I think it's going to sink.
Whoop! Miss Shalia, getting kind of messy. Oh, that's totally not even. We're going to have to straighten that up. Hang on. We're just making a big mess today. Okay. But you know what? Messes are good, as long as they're cleaned up, right? But here in the lab, it can get a little messy. Okay, so that's a little bit easier. Okay. So we're going to do control, sugar, salt. Now, salt and sugar will look quite similar. They're both the same color, right?
Yeah.
And they're kind of powdery, kind of sandy texture.
Yeah, you won't be able to tell the difference in the water at all, right?
Well, we're going to see.
Well, by looking at it.
Yeah, but they're going to act different, though, in the glasses. They're definitely going to act different.
Okay.
But we're definitely going to stir it well.
Stir well, kids.
Stir well. So control has nothing in it, right? And we're going to try to get 5 tablespoons of sugar and then 5 tablespoons of salt, okay? Just try. We're going to aim for 5. You're going to help me count?
1, 2.
Wait, 2.
3.
Wait! 3.
4.
There you go. Better timing. And, whoop.
5.
Wait. Here we go. 5. Okay. So let's stir that up. This one is the sugar. Now you said it was going to sink in the regular control one, right? Just the plain water?
Yeah, I think it's going to sink in the water.
Okay. Let's go on to the salt. 1. Did you already lose count? 2. 3.
4.
Oh, I can't. It's tough. It's tough. See how tough that is? 4.
5.
Oh,
hey,
barely. What?
Hey,
Just a little bit more.
I got a fun science fact about salt.
About salt? Okay, I want to hear it. when I stir this.
You know what's also called sodium chloride, right?
Ooh, sodium chloride. That's a big word, Sparky.
It's an element on the periodic element table, right?
Have you been studying our charts when we've been away?
I do read a little bit here and there.
Okay. All right, friends. Just from first observation, we'll wait for that salt just to settle just a little bit. But do you see the difference?
It looks a little cloudy.
It does.
Okay.
We'll let it rest. Okay. So, we're going to measure density and buoyancy today. That's why it's a saltwater experiment, because salt water acts completely different than any other waters.
Density? Huh.
Do you know anything about density?
Oh, I feel kind of dense sometimes myself, but I don't know if that means the same thing.
No, I don't think that means the same thing. So density is the amount of weight an object has in relation to its size. So just think of it as its weight. So the weight of this egg. Do you want to kind of feel it? Do you want to see if it's heavy?
So,
Kind of.
I guess I'm not that dense because I'm pretty light, right?
Yeah, you're light. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and put this egg inside the control cup. And you said it was going to what?
Sink.
Sink. Friends, what do you think? Okay. Let's see what happens.
Woo!
You're right!
It did sink down. Wow!
Wow. Okay, so just plain water with nothing in it. It's sinking. It is down on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's sunk.
Okay.
Kind of like the Titanic. Okay, so the next one is our what water?
The sugar
The
water.
sugar water. So, just real quick though, before I move on to the sugar water. Here in the control experiment, the egg is denser than the water, which means it's heavier than the water. That's why it's on the bottom of the glass, because it's sunk. Okay? So let's see what the density is when we put in the sugar water.
Okay.
Here we go. Gentle.
Easy.
Oh wait, you didn't give your prediction. Hang on. Back up.
I don't know. Maybe it'll float a little bit, but you know that one sunk right to the bottom, so I don't see how the sugar would change it.
Let's find out. Friends, what do you think? Oh, they think. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go. So gentle.
Oh,
It's floating!
oh, it's floating. Yeah.
Wow, so what does that mean?
Well, it means the sugar changed something in the water to make it float.
Right, so what did it change in the water? So we just talked about density, right?
It must have changed the buoyancy, right?
Woo,
That's
big
another
word.
word to use.
That's a big word. Buoyancy. Yeah, so buoyancy is how well an object floats. So is the egg buoyant in the sugar water?
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah, it definitely is. So the sugar water changed the density of the water, making it heavier than the egg.
Wow, pretty cool stuff. Well,
What's going to happen with the salt water?
I think it's going to float a lot because I think the salt changed the water a lot, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's find out.
Well, think about it. When you're in the ocean, you kind of float on top sometimes.
Sometimes, depending on which ocean you're in.
Yeah, because it doesn't really sink to the bottom, so maybe this will happen with the egg.
You're right. So in the 5 oceans that we have in this world, the salt varies, and especially around the Dead Sea. Did you know the Dead Sea has more salinity?
Oh, yeah, I've seen people floating on the top of it. They're just sitting there.
They're just floating.
It has to be the
So
salt.
maybe that's a hint as to what's going to happen
Yeah,
with our cup of salt.
yeah.
Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. So gentle. So we think it's going to what?
I think it's going to float.
Friends, do you think it's going to float or sink? Okay, let's see. Wow, good job.
Woo, it's on top of it.
It is, so it's floating. So definitely, so we've got the control, we've got the sugar, we've got the salt water, right? So when we added the salt, it increased the mass of the water. So the egg was lighter than the water again, right? And the salt caused it to float.
Super cool stuff, Miss Shalia.
I can't believe we just checked out the density of different waters. We talked about buoyancy. What else did we talk about?
Mass. The
Mass.
mass of the water changes.
Yeah, there's different things like that. So I think that's a great experiment. So we figured out the different types of density of waters and the buoyancy of an egg.
Yeah. I bet you could change the color of the water too. Like you could add drops of color too to make.
I think that'd be fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like when you dye Easter eggs, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a great science project.
I liked it. That was a lot of fun, friends. We learned about so many things today.
Wow. Hey, now we can have breakfast though, because now the eggs are being not used in the water, right?
We can make some scrambled eggs, Sparky.
Okay, well, hey ScienceOnSparky@gmail.com if you got any other ideas or questions. Have a good day.
Yep. If you guys have any suggestions, ideas, or you have questions about science in general, be sure to email us, scienceonsparky@gmail.com, so that way we can answer your questions and even put some of your, experiments here on the series, so that way we can test it out. I think that sounds like an absolute blast. So make sure you email us, make sure you like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you like our videos, and we will see you on the next Test It Tuesday.